Hey everyone, how's it going? It's Jake here, and welcome back to another Pokemon Go PvP video. And in this video, we are going to be going over my Freestyle Go Stadium Rising Star Pallet League Lobby 3 tournament. And in this freestyle, if you guys don't know what freestyle is, first off, I'll explain it to you right now. It's basically pretty much anything goes. Even running two of the same Pokemon goes. You can use any Pokemon, any type. And it's a complete just madness free-for-all, but there is a group of 6 that are the top meta, and you guys will see a bunch of those in this video here today. So I'm not sure how many of you like freestyle content, but we're going to be doing our freestyle tournament in today's video. We didn't do all that well, but you guys can see our teams here on the right against my first opponent. I am running a very off-meta team. If any of you out there watching are big fans of the freestyle tournament, you'll see my team and you'll think, wow, that's really off meta. But yeah, if you guys are into freestyle and if you enjoy these tournament videos, please don't forget to smash that subscribe, leave a like, and comment down below if you'd like to see more freestyle content from me. I will be very happy to make that because I am in love with freestyle. It's very just open, and you can have a lot of creativity in it. So yeah, guys, to jump into this first game here. Oh, also one more thing, shout out to the Go Stadium guys. I'll leave a link to the Go Stadium Discord down below if you guys would like to join. There's plenty of resources. You guys can check your Pokemon's IVs. You can join a lobby with up to 20 other people who you add you can practice with friends on there. You can add people, and there's just tons of resources there for you to use in case you are in need of training partners. So yeah, you should really go check them out. They do live streams pretty much every night or every other night, and it's a lot of fun to be in there. So it's it's pretty much the most growing PvP scene that is out there. They have the most members, and yeah, that is the place to be if you are interested in PvP like we all are. So yeah, with all that stuff covered, guys. Oh, sorry if you guys could hear that. I just accidentally tapped my mic. With all that said, you guys can see right below my camera is about half of the points page. I'm trying to hide where I placed in this tournament until the end of the video. So yeah, in this first round here in the freestyle tournament, we're going to be going up against Quadruple E53. You guys have seen him in many videos now at this point. And he'll be running Azumarill, Skarmory, Bastiodon, Haunter, Medicham, and Quagsire. This team looks very much like regionals teams. So I do know how to go about this using my team. My team consists of Azumarill with Bubble, Ice Beam, and Play Rough. I should have TM'd to Hydro Pump, guys. I should have. But yeah, we have Hitmonchan, which is going to be a downgrade to Medicham, with Counter, Power Up Punch, and Ice Punch. We have Claydol. You guys know what it is. That with Confusion, Earth Power, and Gyro Ball, I believe. Then we have my boy Drifblim. Very sleeper pick in the freestyle meta. With Hex, Shadow Ball, and Ominous Wind. Then we have Gloom, a Razor Leafer, running, well, Razor Leaf, Sludge Bomb, and Petal Blizzard, I believe. Then we have our boy, the double legacy Magneton with a Discharge, Magnet Bomb for its charge moves, and then its legacy quick move that is Thundershock. So yeah, that's our team. And finally, sorry for the delay. I just wanted to get everything explained and out there. Let's jump into the first round of this tournament. So this is a 14-person tournament in the Pallet League Rising Star tier. And yeah, here's our first opponent right now. We are going to be opening Drifblim, and he opens Azumarill. So this, based on PvPoke, is a losing matchup. But if we do get these Shadow Balls off, they will do a ton of damage. You guys will see this right now. You can see it does nearly half of Azumarill's HP. And we decided to block this player off thinking it was maybe an Ice Beam. But yeah, so here he knows the possibility of Shadow Ball now, so we're going to go for the bait with Ominous Wind, and we do get it. We were hoping for a boost there, but unfortunately we weren't able to get that. But that is perfectly okay. So now we are debating. We're going to just bring in Gloom here with the Razor Leaf to farm some energy. But he gets another Ice Beam. And yeah, we're just going to have to tank that now. So this is definitely going to be an uphill battle. And he brings in the Bastiodon, which is even worse for us. So we chip it down as much as we can with that Razor Leafer, Gloom. And then we bring in our Azumarill. Now, this is why I wish I had Hydro Pump on my Azu. Because this would be a win. But unfortunately, all we can really do here, guys, is use our Ice Beams. And he still has a shield left. So obviously, we are looking very bad right now in round number 1. This is just what happens when you use off meta, guys. It's a struggle, but it really shows how good of a trainer you are if you can run it with... just run it and win. You know, but his last Pokemon is actually this Haunter, guys. And we are able to get off 2 Ice Beams. But we can't finish off the Haunter. So what looked to be a GG there was almost a win for us. You guys could see how low that Haunter was. One of the only charge moves in the game a Haunter can actually tank and not die from. So wow. We were so close to finishing that game. I was surprised we even got to that last Pokemon. But yeah, GG's in game 1. Let's get into game number 2. So in game number 2, guys, we're going to be opening with Azumarill, Gloom in the middle, and the Double Legacy Magneton on the back. And this is because we noticed, for one, he was running Bastiodon, and these 3 Pokemon have very good matchups against Bastiodon. Like, they can all take it down with a shield if it has lower health. And then we think he's going to run a Skarmory, so we're going to bring in that Magneton to absolutely wall Skarmory. And then we have... well, we have Gloom, which has positive matchups against Quag, against that Medicham, against Haunter, against Azumarill. That's our wild card here in this game. And then obviously we have Azumarill in case he brings in Skarm, Quag, or Medicham. So yeah, like I said, we open Azumarill and he opens Bastiodon. So this is a winning matchup if we have Hydro Pump. I honestly forget if we win this with Ice Beam or not in 2 shields. Our bubble is doing super effective, but those smackdowns are hurting. As you guys can see, they're still chipping us down a lot, which is unfortunate. But yeah, we at this point, right here, we're gonna actually shield. I believe, yes, we do. We want to get the switch advantage here, so we're gonna use the Ice Beam. And he doesn't block. So smart Bastion users definitely won't block with their Bastion, because it's a wall for a reason. And then he brings in that Medicham. So right here we have to bring in our Gloom, guys. Our Magneton will get absolutely eaten up by that Medicham. But Gloom with Razor Leaf does do a lot of work. So we're going to think this is a Power Punch, but no, he goes for the Ice Punch. But this is fine because his attacks aren't boosted yet. Obviously, he's going to shield bait us there because, you know, he has the power to go Ice Punch. But, yeah, we're going to use a Sludge Bomb in there, and he's going to block. So, this was just perfect from us, guys. Look at how low that Medicham is. Just low enough so we could finish it off with Magneton. And look what's in the back. It's a Skarmory, guys. We win this even when we don't have shields. Look at that damage. That pure damage. He knew it was over because he didn't shield. Like, he knew the game was over. Even if he shielded there, guys, we would beat him to another charge move. So yeah, GG's, and we came back that game pretty hard. Even after that Medicham. So yeah, Gloom there did a lot of work, and we got pretty lucky with that closing Pokemon Skarmory. So yeah, let's get into the third game. So guys, getting into the final game of round number 1 here, we are going to be leading with Gloom, which is really risky because if he leads Skarmory, we're toast. And then we have that Magneton in the back for the Skarmory coverage, and then we have our Drifblim for a great Pokemon to wall Medicham, and it has pretty good matchups against a majority of his team. It's pretty even amongst the majority of these Pokemon. Like, it can beat Skarmory, if it has energy advantage. It'll lose hard to Bastiodon. Haunter, it'll go pretty even. Haunter, I think, wins in the Zero Shield, maybe. It should be able to beat Quagsire as long as you don't get shield baited. And then Azumarill is a loss, but it's really not that bad. But we have 2 Azumarill counters here. And we also have a hard counter to Skarmory as well as Quag and Medicham. But yeah, let's see how this last game plays out. So we're going to open Gloom, and he opens Haunter. So this right here is a positive matchup. He's going to switch out immediately into that Medicham. And this, guys, you're going to see how fantastic. Look at that. Power Punch did essentially nothing. We are 2 times resisting those fighting moves because Drifblim is Ghost and Flying. And we're going to hit him with super effective damage. So we're just going to go straight Ominous Wind. And we don't care if an Ice Punch hits us. We can still tank that pretty well. And look at that, guys. We not only have switch advantage now, we also still have a semi-healthy Drifblim, and he brings in that Haunter. He's definitely going to have to block this, guys, because Haunter is so squishy. And yeah, this is a great scenario because he's going to have to commit both shields on this Haunter if he wants to keep it alive. And we're just fine with bringing in our Gloom. That Gloom is going to chip that away really quickly. And he's going to try to go for the Shadow Ball, but we're not going to take it. And then he brings in Bastiodon. And Magneton can win this in even shields, I believe. Those Magnet Bombs do a decent damage. But the thing about Bastiodon is it takes so long to get to that Flamethrower that Magneton just completely out-spams it, guys. Just completely. Like, as you guys can see here, he does block that next Magnet Bomb. And we're going to over-farm a little bit here. Go for the Magnet Bomb. And that nearly feints it down, but we get a little unlucky there. But that's fine. We have our Gloom in the back. And remember, guys, he used a bunch of his energy with that Shadow Ball. And we get to a Petal Blizzard to finish off that game. So, GG's Quad E53. We take round number 1 in 3 games. So, I can't believe that off-meta team worked in round number 1. Let's get into the next round. Alrighty, guys, going into round number 2 of my Go Stadium Freestyle tournament. Our next opponent will be Alexis Jekyll, and their team will be Skarmory, Spiritomb, Azumarill, Bellossom, Probopass, and Whiscash. So, pretty interesting team here. First thing I noticed, he doesn't have a Medicham, and he doesn't have a proper Ghost type. Spiritomb is pretty predictable. It only has Ghost type moves and a fast move that's dark, so we know what that has just from Nightmare. And then he has Bellossom, which is a Razor Leaf like we have, but we notice that Gloom here is going to have so many good matchups. It can beat Azumarill, it can beat the Bellossom, it can beat Whiscash, and it can potentially beat Probopass. Then we have Azumarill here in the middle to support it against Skarmory, and then we have Hitmonchan, our boy, in the front, because we see Hitmonchan has pretty good matchups amongst the majority of his team. It can beat a Skarmory if it doesn't shield twice. It can beat Spiritomb. It can beat Probopass, and it could potentially beat Whiscash. I'm not too sure about the Sims, but yeah, we didn't practice too much with this team like beforehand. So yeah, I'm still not 100% on the PvP matchups with this team comp. So yeah, we're gonna open Hitmonchan, and of course he opens Azumarill. So this is pretty much just like the Medicham matchup. You want to shield both and just go straight power punches. But the thing is that Hitmonchan is a lot squishier than Medicham. So this is gonna be tough to win. And he's gonna just go straight for the play rough. So interesting there why he doesn't just go for Ice Beam. He knows I'm going to block it. But, yeah. Hitmonchan does actually have a higher attack stat in Great League. So we are doing slightly more damage than a Medicham would. So that's one thing we have going for us here. We're going to force a shield right there. But we are down 0 to 1 shield. So let's see if he does decide to block it. He doesn't. And we actually take out that Azu. So That's pretty important. And he brings in the Spiritomb. So now this extra power punch is just good. And he's going to block it, guys. So fantastic for us. Look at how much those counters are doing. We already have this Spiritomb down to below half health. And then we know it only has ghost moves. So we're fine with letting Azumarill tank these. And then he's going to make a switch into Blossom. So that's great for us. We have our Gloom here. We should win this matchup because Gloom can definitely tank a Leaf Blade, which I'm not sure why they chose Leaf Blade, but yeah, we're going to go in with our Sludge Bomb. That should feint this Blossom. It does because it's pure grass, and then in comes that Spiritomb. It's able to get off one final charge move, and then we have Azumarill on the back with an Ice Beam loaded. That's going to be a GG there in game number 1 of round 2, guys. Wow. Off-meta team is working so far. Let's get into game number 2. Alright, guys, so getting into game number 2 here, we're going to be running the same team, just switching it up. Or no, we're not going to switch it up at all. We're going to run Hitmonchan in the front again, and let's see how that works out. So, here we are, leading Hitmonchan, and he leads Spiritomb. So, from my understanding, this should be a positive matchup. Because in Nightmare, the fighters were able to beat Spiritomb, so yeah, plus, again, its moves are predictable. So we're not going to actually block that first Ominous Wind. And we're just hoping they don't get a boost here. So in comes our second Power Up Punch. And let's see, they do decide to block. So we are going to block this as well because we know we can get to one more Power Up Punch. But he actually gets a boost, guys. So really bad for us. Really unfortunate because we know he's going to block this. And look at that Spiritomb laughing over there. Just dirty thing. But yeah, now we just have to decide what we'd rather have tank. And we just bring in our Azu. And this is going to be an Ominous Wind. It's going to hurt. And all we can do now is try to feint this thing down, which we do. We're lucky Spiritomb isn't that tanking. Otherwise, that would have been really bad. And then he brings in his Azumarill for the mirror match. And right now, we're just going to try to catch him off guard with a Gloom Switch in. And then he brings in that Skarmory. So we know now, guys, that this is going to be a GG because he's going to farm the grass right now. We go for Sludge Bomb because, you know, I mean, why not go for the charge move there? And yeah, we know he's going to immediately have 2 Sky Attacks when we come back in with this Azumarill. We're going to obviously have to block there, and he decides to not use the second one immediately. We're going to go for the Ice Beam, and we get a CMP tie, so. Oh yeah, and it's a Flash Cannon, so yeah. Just killing me there. He predicted the pick for me really well and brought in Skarmory this time, so. Although that boost really gave him a good advantage because he got switch advantage. And if I killed him and he never got that boost, I would have had switch advantage and then the game would have been completely different. But anyways, let's get into game number 3. Alright guys, so in this final game here, we're going to be dropping our Azumarill. And then bringing in our Magneton. And dropping our Azumarill. Because we figure he's probably going to bring in that Skarmory again. So this time we're going to be prepared for that with a hard wall to Skarmory. That is that Magneton. So we're going to actually lead with Hitmonchan every single game in this series. To try to be pretty... It's hard to guess if someone's going to lead it. But yeah, he leads with Skarmory. So this, usually we lose this matchup. But Hitmonchan does have a higher attack stat. So let's see how this plays out. We're going to block this for Sky Attack, obviously. But something really interesting happens here. He does get to the red actually way before us. And we're going to hit him with the Power Up Punch, which he does block. And actually, we could finish him off, guys. Even shielding, 1 shield each, we finish him. So, pretty well played by us. But he's going to bring in that Azumarill, which can easily tank that Power Up Punch. But now, guys, we have, look at that. We have 2 amazing counters to Azumarill. So, we're going to actually bring in our Magneton. And he's going to switch into Whiscash. So, we actually catch him this game with a Whiscash. We thought he would maybe bring in a Whiscash again. Or at least one time in the series, because he hasn't played it thus far. But he actually brings it in this game, and we pull the right trigger on the right Pokemon. So if we had brought in Gloom there, guys, he obviously wouldn't have switched out, and then we would have had to use a shield against his Ice Beam, and then he would have gotten us down really, really low, and potentially it would have been Magneton versus Whiscash in the end. So yeah, we chose the right Pokemon to bring in, and we win round number 2 in 3 games. So GG's and well played to everyone thus far. Let's move into round number 3. Alright guys, so in this next round, we are going to be going up against Paul Wellman, and his team is here in the bottom right. It's going to be Defense, Deoxys, Skarmory, Azumarill, Probopass, Whiscash, and Ivysaur. So right off the bat, we notice we can have a lot of positive matchups with Driplim, because Driplim is an absolute wall to Defense Deoxys. It does lose the Probopass. It does decently well against Skarm and Azumarill, and it will wall Whiscash and Ivysaur. It is resisting those grass moves because it's part flying, and same thing was with Whiscash's ground moves. It's going to be immune to them. As long as we don't get shield baited by a Blizzard, we'll be fine, just fine in that matchup. So we're going to decide to open Drifblim here. We're going to bring Gloom in the middle for the matchups against Whiscash and Azumarill, as well as Defense Deoxys. Gloom does pretty well against it. It can actually win in most scenarios. And then we have Azumarill in the back for just coverage against Skarmory, pretty much. But yeah, we're going to open Drifblim, and he opens Whiscash. So this is a great matchup for us, guys. We are counting here. We know how many it takes to get to a Blizzard, and we know this is not going to be a Blizzard. And look at that Mud Bomb. It does essentially nothing there. We're going to go straight for the Shadow Ball to try to catch him off guard here. And he doesn't block. And look at that damage, guys. That's just absolutely insane. Drifblim, I almost feel like, is better than Haunter because it's so much more tanky. And it's not weak to ground moves. So yeah, there he's going to try to catch us with the Blizzard, but we're not going to take it. And here we know he can't get to another one, so he has to go for a Mud Bomb, and we can just farm this thing up. So we are looking so good right now. We have so much energy on this Driplim, and he brings in Skarmory, so we're going to go for another cheeky Shadow Ball, but he decides to block. So very good thinking there by him, and we decide to actually commit both shields under this Driplim, try to get him with another Shadow Ball, and he does not block, so really good damage there. And can we get to another charge move? We can, guys. This Drifblim is doing so much work. Look at that. We take out the Skarmory, and his last Pokemon is Azumarill, so we got this in the bag, guys. We have the Azumarill mirror match, and we also have our Gloom ready to go here. And this Gloom will absolutely tear through Azumarill right now. Ice Beam won't be a one-shot KO, and we should finish it off here. Yes, we do, with just Razor Leafs, and that's going to be a fantastic game 1 against Paul. Pokemon Trainer Paul 28 is his in-game name. Yeah, let's get into game number 2 of round 3. So guys, getting into this next game here, we're going to be leading with Gloom. Again, it's pretty risky, but last time, what did he lead with? He led with Whiscash. So we're just praying, honestly, praying he doesn't lead with Skarmory at this point, because he does see that our team has a few good counters to it, like Azumarill and the Magneton. We didn't actually really use Claydol at all in this tournament, just because it didn't have very many good matchups against many things. But yeah, we're gonna bring Azumarill in the middle and then Drifblim in the back. So pretty much the same team, just swapping up the leads, and we're hoping for a Whiscash lead. But it's Probopass. This matchup isn't actually that bad. You guys can see Razor Leaf is chunky and a lot more than it would to Bastiodon, and we are going to commit a shield here against this Rock Slide, and he's going to opt to switch out. So yeah, we bring in our Azumarill, but he does have the shield advantage, so this could be bad for us. We opt out of the block there. We obviously don't want to go down 0 to 2 shields that early. That's pretty bad. We know we do have a Pokemon in the back that can handle Skarmory, and that's Drifblim. We do decide to shield this next Sky Attack because we want to force both, or not, we want to force a shield at this point, guys, because we're down 0-2, and he decides to not shield again. So this could be pretty dangerous because he does have an Azu in the back. So we're going to hit Play Rough off and hopefully finally take a shield, but he doesn't shield, so he's really holding on to his shields here. Smart player for sure. He's going to do a little bit of over farming, I can only assume. But we do have that Gloom in the back, but this isn't looking very good because Drifblim will take a lot of damage from those Ice Beams. And now we're going to finally draw a shield. And then we're going to switch into our Drifblim to try to just be a meat shield here. And that Ice Beam does do a whole lot of work to us. But he makes a great switch into that Probopass to absorb this Ominous Wind, but he decides to block it. So we are able to get to one more Ominous Wind, but at this point, those Sparks are doing super effective damage to us. And yeah, he's going to finish us off there with a Rock Slide. But this could be good if we can finish this Probopass with just Razor Leafs. But unfortunately, guys, we can't. He's going to hit us with that Rock Slide, and we know he has some energy in the back on this Azu. But remember that, guys, that Azu is so low right now. It's pretty much just a race to the health advantage. And guys, we get him down to nearly 1 HP. And we can't finish him off there with the Gloom. That was so just heartbreaking, heart-wrenching to me because we almost came back from that scenario. It's just unfortunate we weren't able to do just a little bit more damage with our Drifblim against that. So yeah, that one switch out he made there pretty much won him that game. Otherwise, that extra damage from Ominous Wind could have been the game changer there. So yeah, well played, Paul, and let's get into game number 3. Alright guys, so getting into this final game here, he's been using Skarmory quite a bit. So, you know, he also hasn't used Defense Deoxys. That's one thing that really screwed with me. Maybe it's a mind game, or maybe, yeah, it's got to be just a mind game. He hasn't used it since, so we're going to try to catch him with Deoxys defense lead finally. So we're going to lead with Drifblim. We have our trusty Gloom in the middle, and then we have our Double Legacy Magneton in the back to be able to deal with that combo of Azumarill and Skarmory. So let's see how this game goes. We're 1-1. And we definitely want to take the win here. But it's going to be tough. And he leads with Skarmory. So this isn't good because our Electric in the back isn't going to be able to match up with this Skarm. But we're going to decide to block that for a Sky Attack and then hit him with a Shadow Ball. And he does block. So well played. But now is when we're going to switch into our Skarm. And right here, we're like, please don't be Defense Deoxys, and it's actually Probopass. So we got quite blessed here, guys, because Magneton should have a positive matchup here, and as you can see, it does. So we're going to not block because we know Rock Slide won't do too much damage. And at this point, we're just like, okay, we got to feint this thing down. And he does decide to block that second Magnet Bomb. So we're like, okay, we're going to block this. We know we can farm the rest of this thing down. And now we're just waiting to see what comes in. So we expect it to be Azumarill or something of the sort, and it is. So we're going to immediately fire off that electric move. And then now it's going to come down to just, this is going to be madness here, guys. We're going to switch into our Gloom. He's going to be able to hit us with an Ice Beam. And we know immediately that we have to switch out of this because he can't farm us. So we're going to bring in our Drifblim, guys. And it's able to tank a Sky Attack. But guys, right here, we overtap, and we don't get to the Shadow Ball. That's gonna cost us the game. I was so depressed after this game, guys. I was like the one time I accidentally overtap is in a match where a Shadow Ball would have been the difference there. A Shadow Ball would have either feinted it or come extremely close, and then Gloom could have just finished it off with 1 or maybe 2 Razor Leafs if needed. But yeah, guys, that just was so heart-wrenching there. That just came with not enough experience using Hex, guys, to be honest. I thought, based on where my energy bar was, I thought it was going to take 2 more Hexes, but apparently I only needed 1 more for that Shadow Ball. And yeah, I overtapped and the Skarmory was able to finish me off with Air Slash. So you can call it just unfortunate, but overall I just missed. I failed to undertap there. So GG's. We lose our first round in round number 3, and now we're 2-1. So yeah, let's jump into the final round here against Smizmiach. Alright guys, so jumping into the final round, round 4, we're going to be facing off against our opponent Smizmiach. His team will be Defense Deoxys form, Alolan Marowak, Alolan Muck, Meganium, Melmetal, and Skarmory. So right off the bat, we notice Claydol and Drifblim have a lot of bad matchups against this team because Alolan Marowak counters it, Alolan Muck hard counters Drifblim and Claydol, and things like that Melmetal counter Drifblim pretty well there. So we're going to decide to not really run those that much. We do actually open it in the first game because we're predicting either a Meganium lead or maybe Defense Deoxys, but so far in the tournament, guys, we've been baited by Defense Deoxys so hard. Like, I try to formulate a team to counter it hard because we think people are going to just use it like crazy, but no one has used it so far against me. But let's see if he uses it here in the first match. We're going to have Hitmonchan in the middle for the coverage against Alolan Muck, Melmetal, and somewhat against Meganium, and then we have Numero in the back, I think, for that potential Alolan Marowak. And yeah, he leads Skarmory, so this isn't the greatest matchup. I wish we led I wish we led something to beat this, like our Electric, but that's okay. We're going to shield this Sky Attack, and we're going to try to shield bait here. Oh wow, this is actually after the thing, but charge move mechanic. You guys saw the tapping in the first few battles, but now this is the new swipe minigame. But yeah, we're going to commit both shields and then try to hit him with another Shadow Ball. Or no, it's actually an Almost Wind, but he does block, so that's good. We are going to hit him with the final Shadow Ball here, which should feint him. Oh, and it nearly does, but we feint him with Hexes anyways, so that's perfectly fine. And now we have the switch advantage, so this is great. And we could potentially get off another Ominous Wind. Can we? No, we can't. And he brings in that Alolan Muck, and immediately we notice it's running Snarl. So we're expecting it to have a Dark charge move, so we're going to bring in our Hitmonchan here, but this is pretty bad because this is a winning matchup if we have the shields, guys. So yeah, he's going to hit us with a Sludge Wave, and this is going to absolutely just annihilate our Hitmonchan. Bye-bye. And then we bring in Azu, and he actually has Meganium in the back. So yeah, his strategy there was to pretty much burn my shields so that he could come in with the hard-hitting charge moves of Meganium and Alolan Muck. So really well planned strategy there. Yeah, he got us good. We didn't have the correct lineup to face him. And yeah, we got outplayed there in game number 1 of round 4. Let's get into game number 2. So getting into game number 2, guys, we're going to make some adjustments here. We're going to drop our Azumarill because we have a feeling he's going to run that Meganium again. And we are going to bring Hitmonchan up to the front to potentially catch off Alolan Muck. We think he's going to lead it this time because we led Drifblim last game. We have Drifblim in the middle for coverage against that Meganium. And then we have our Electric, that is that Magneton there in the back, for Skarmory coverage. So yeah, this team I composed has a lot of hard counters to other teams. It was mainly a team just to completely destroy the main meta. But yeah, he opens Alolan Muck, so that's great. He switches into Skarmory, and look at that, we have the Magneton there. So we already know this is an amazing start. At this point, we're feeling already really confident that we're going to win this game because we have 2 counters to his Pokemon. And yeah, we get to excellent there. We could have farmed a little bit more, but we wanted to keep our Magneton pretty decently healthy. And let's see what he brings in next. And it's going to be Meganium, so this is perfectly okay with us. We get off that extra Steel, that Magnet Bomb, and yeah, that's fine. He's going to hit us with a Frenzy Plant, which we're like, you know what? This is fine. We have Drifblim. Drifblim is an absolute wall to Meganium. Everything it does is not very effective versus us. And at this point, all he can do is really switch in here into that Alolan Muck, and we have the immediate counter to it, and that's Hitmonchan. So he's going to block that first one, And this is a great scenario because we still have 2 shields. This is pretty much a wrap. He's going to hit us with Sludge Wave, but obviously we can block. And we're just continuing to ramp up our Hitmonchan. And yeah, now we're ramped up incredibly good. And we finish off the Muck. And his last Pokemon, as we knew, was Meganium. So we're going to hit him with the Ice Punch here. And that should be a wrap on that game. And it is. So we take game number 2 in a really dominant fashion. So we're feeling good coming into game number 3. And let's jump into the final game. Alright guys, so jumping into the final game here, we're going to be leading with our Azumarill, and we're dropping the Electric. Because we don't think he's going to run Scarm again. We've countered him hard last game, so we want him to not use that again. And we want to finally get a Deoxys defense in here. But no, he's going to lead Skarmory again. So this guy is just crazy ballsy here to lead it again. That's fine. In a 2-shield scenario, this is an even matchup. It comes down to CMP. But we do get a piggyback there, which is good. He's going to block the first Ice Beam, which is pretty standard. And here we're just going to... We wanted to piggyback again, but we didn't. We are going to decide to not block the first Sky Attack. We know we can get to another Ice Beam, or we should be able to. So we're going to hit him with this one here, and he's going to commit both shields. So that's good. Going to get another Sky Attack off, which we're going to block. Because we want the switch advantage. It's really important in this matchup. And right there, guys, you saw it. He got a piggyback off. So that is actually going to be the difference here for him. Because look at this. He gets off another Sky Attack. And we're both pretty much at 1 HP. So that means he gets switch advantage somehow, some way. Maybe IVs or maybe that one piggyback. And yeah, all we can really do here is switch into one Pokemon, which is Hitmonchan. And let's see what he brings in. It's finally Defense Deoxys, guys. So we make a huge mistake here and we don't switch out. We were hoping it wasn't going to be Psycho Boost, but it is. So we're going to make a switch here and pray he doesn't have a Alolan Muck, but he does. So this is a GG, guys. This Shadow Ball isn't going to do that much damage, and he's going to have a Dark Pulse here. Just pretty unfortunate that we lost that initial matchup. Even though Azumarill should win that in 2 shields, we actually lost it. Yeah, that one piggyback I think was the complete game changer there. And that Muck is going to finish us off with 1 quick move. So GG's there, Smizmiach, and we lose round number 4 as well. So we don't end it off in a good note at all. We go 2-2 in the freestyle tournament. And yeah, GG's and well played to everybody involved. And congratulations actually to the winner, Hump Styles. Very well played to you. And right here is the points page. So you guys saw it under my camera this entire game, but here's the fully revealed points page. Hump Styles up there at the top with 4 points. He went 4-0. So congratulations to you. And then we have Paul Swellman, one of my round 3 opponent, right there in second. We have Ragtags in third. Then we have our round 4 opponent, Smizmiach, there in fourth. Technically tiebreaker for second, but you know, this tiebreaker system has him in fourth. Then there's me at the top of the 2-0, or not 2-0, 2-2. And then yeah, we have everyone else there in the lineup. So yeah, overall, great learning experience for me, at least, running a complete off-meta team for the first time ever. And you know, we could have done worse. We wanted to win with an off-meta team, but it just wasn't gonna happen. We almost had it in round number 3 against Paul. We should have had it there, but we couldn't wrap it up. So yeah, again, GG's and well played. I hope you all enjoyed this freestyle tournament coverage, and let me know in the comments below if you'd like to see more. And yeah, overall, I'd like to say appreciate you all for watching, and thank you for watching. And be sure to smash that subscribe, smash the like, and leave a comment down below what you thought of this freestyle tournament. And until the next video, guys, I'll talk to you all later. Have a good one, and peace out.